to the brink of extinction for its saleable horn, and now the last surviving male northern white rhino is being kept under 24-hour armed guard in a desperate attempt to save the species. Well, joining me now is Cathy Dean, director of the charity Save the Rhino. Let's have a look at Sudan. This is the rhino. Now tell us a bit about him.
So he's the very last male northern white, as you said. He's 43 years old, which I'm afraid makes him geriatric in rhino terms. He was originally caught in southern Sudan a couple of decades ago. He spent many years at Kralovo Zoo in the Czech Republic, and in 2010 he was moved, together with 3 other rhinos, to Old Pejeta Conservancy.
So where is he now?
In Old Pejeta, which is sort of on the equator in Kenya. So much more natural habitat for him. The hope was that he would want to revive his interest in mating with the other female rhinos.
And why is his horn kind of, rubbed down,
cut off,
as it were?
for his own safety? Obviously, poachers are killing rhinos. At least three animals killed every day for their horns. So that is for his safety, for his protection.
Okay, well, let's look at some of the statistics about rhinos. White rhino, there are 20,000 of them. There are more 20,000 southern white rhino, but this is particularly the northern white rhino, only 5 and only 1 male, is that right?
That's right, that's right. It's a really sorry situation to be in.
And is he too old to be bred from?
Yeah, he is, I'm afraid, geriatric, but unfortunately the other northern white rhino females are also either too old or they've got reproductive problems. They've got cysts on their tracks. They're also related to him. The other 2 females with him in Kenya, one is his daughter, one's his granddaughter. That's not a lot of genetic variation.
So they're going to die out, are they?
I'm afraid I think it looks that way. I mean, really the only hope is to preserve genetic material, sperm, oocytes and so on, freeze them, and perhaps in 20 years' time scientists will be ready to try assisted reproductive techniques.
Now that shows, this is in South Africa, I mean a dramatic increase in the amount of rhinos being killed from just 6 in 2000 to 2014. Why is that happening?
It's demand for the horn, particularly coming from Vietnam, probably also from Asia, but essentially rich, successful businessmen want to display how wealthy they are, so they buy the horn. They may not consume it, they may not grind it up and drink it, they might just stick it on their mantelpiece to show, I can afford a horn this big. It's not
ivory, is it? You don't carve it.
It's just like fingernails. You don't actually. In ancient China, they carved ornamental bowls, libation cups from it. It was supposed to react with poison, so emperors could tell whether their drinks were safe. But actually, there's no medicinal value. It's inert. It's like our fingernails.
I mean, is it supposed to be an aphrodisiac or something like that?
No, that's a Western myth. Although actually, our Western myth is now translating back into Vietnam, and they're taking it for all sorts of reasons.
And this is the sad figure, really, that the number of killings, deaths, is just about overtaking the number of
it's going to be this year. The South African government released stats just on Sunday saying that already, if in the first 4 months of this year, nearly 400 animals were killed.
So what can be done? I mean, is it really credible to just keep this armed guard on for 24 hours?
Not on a one-to-one basis like this. No country can afford it. It's a whole mixture of solutions. It's increased protection, political will, increasing sentences, but it's also about reducing demand for rhino horn, particularly in Vietnam. So we launched a behaviour change campaign. We believe it will work. It worked in the 80s and 90s during the last poaching crisis, but it's going to take a couple of years.
And a similar thing is happening with elephants as well.
Yeah, for ivory, for ornamental, hankos, seals, so that rather than sign your name, you stamp it with an ivory seal. It's a ridiculous reason to see the extinction of whole species.
And is this basically because there isn't a rule of law, or the rule of law is diminishing in large parts of Africa?
It's not that so much. It's just the criminal syndicates. If you can traffic humans across borders, you can smuggle drugs, you can smuggle weapons. Something pretty small like a rhino's horn is very easy, and they're putting vast resources, vast effort, and we're talking mafia, triad, people like that. They're not soft opposition.
Cathy, thank you very much. Thank you.